So the Azimio Umoja Parliamentary leadership has protested President William Ruto's action to formally appoint members of the selection panel set to recruit IEBC Commissioners, accusing him of setting in motion a plan to have a friendly commission. The Azimio team, which opted to boycott the process of constituting the selection panel, said the majority side already had an unfair advantage since the composition of the team favored them. And as Chemutai Goin reports, Azimio is threatening to disrupt the interview process.
The appointment of a 7-member panel to reconstitute the polls body IEBC has sparked a fresh row pitting ruling Kenya Kwanza against the opposition counterpart Azimio Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. Azimio Leaders reading malice in the appointment of the selection panel, whose constitution they absconded, citing undue advantage by their opponents.
In fact, what we want is a bipartisan effort similar to what we saw in 1997 with the IPPG, so that stakeholders can all be brought on a table for us to be able to constitute a commission that we will all have faith in. Lacking that, then we will not accept the process that is going on.
We cannot have a referee who will be putting on a jersey of a particular team and purport to whistle as an independent arbiter in the field. It is wrong, and it's totally unfair and uncalled for this country.
The opposition leaders questioned how the two nominees from the Parliamentary Service Commission were arrived at, since they did not submit any names. They admit that yes, they received a letter from the clerk of the Senate requiring them to submit 2 names of a man and a woman for consideration, but as Azimio, they had already agreed to opt out.
We are saying we cannot go into this election unless the playing field has been leveled and everybody is given an equal opportunity to participate. For as long as we are not being given an equal opportunity to participate in these elections, we will not go for that elections. And definitely, if we don't go for that elections, no elections should be conducted in this country.
After you've been invited and you choose not to participate, what do they expect? That the country was supposed to stop and wait for them to get their act together? I mean, they've got to make a decision. This is a constitutional process. It's been done as per the dictates of the law.
Those nominated to the selection panel are Bethwel Sugut and Novice Euralia Tieno, representing the Parliamentary Service Commission, Charity Kisoto for the Public Service Commission, Evans Misati James, who unsuccessfully bid for the Kitutu Masaba Parliamentary seat representing the political party's liaison committee. The Law Society of Kenya is represented by Benson Gugi and Dr. Nelson Makanda and Fatuma Saman for the Interreligious Council of Kenya.
Parliamentary Service Commission nominees are all Kenya Kwanza. The PPLC is a Kenya Kwanza nominee. The representatives of the church and the religious faith is a representative of Kenya Kwanza, and the PSC is a representative of Kenya Kwanza. So we are saying, let them have their panel. At the meeting of that panel, we will bring the people who represent half of the country to be able to also make their point in terms of constitution of the IEBC.
I think our colleagues in the minority side are being insincere. They're not genuine. This is their usual way of doing things, where today they claim we don't feel like doing this. After the opportunity has passed, that they come back to you and say, no, we felt that we needed to be consulted. The room for extra constitutional conversations in the form of BBI and all these conversations at the minority side is used to long closed.
With Kenya Kwanza having branded the Cherera 4 as handshake commissioners, they say the change in the composition of the selection panel to reduce Parliament's influence diminished possible collusion.
Hardly 12 months ago, Uhuru and Raila, in a single effort, sat down and picked on the 4 commissioners, and PSC was just used like a rubber stamp. I opposed the move. I was in PSC then, but what could I do? They were in the minority then.
This particular election in 2027, it will give the president a lot of advantages. And I think it's very, very unfair.
Even with the differences emerging, the selection panel awaits swearing in before they can advertise the vacant positions of chairman of IEBC and 6 commissioners before interviews can commence. Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV.